The best thing to do when cleaning your car.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
And this is DIY Detail. Today we're gonna go into cleaning this Audi. Hello?
Ivan, a mysterious flying object has just entered our video.
Right, and it has words on it.
The Ultimate Detailing Challenge, Nick versus Ivan.
Ooh.
Your task, with $500 each, build the ultimate detailing cart.
Okay, you guys have 6 hours total to go shop and build a detailing cart for under $500.
Okay, so it's Ivan versus Nick. How am I gonna beat you in a competition? I don't know, but the first thing about building a detail cart, you've been doing efficiency trainings for decades.
Nick, I have someone here to help you.
What are you
Hey guys.
Kilmer?
Hey, Jason.
Hey, how you doing? I've been
Good.
Good to see you.
Kilmer, what are you doing here?
You know, I'm the Phantom. I just show up.
Yeah, well, we brought Kilmer in. I knew that we were gonna be having some form of build challenge, but I didn't know what it was. Because, they left me a vehicle to go to the store with. So something was up. So I thought, why not get Jason in? Because the guy's really intelligent. He knows what he's doing. And I know that you, a nail and a hammer, you don't know whether to hit the hammer with the nail or the nail with the hammer.
We're gonna give it our best shot, but we're gonna do our best.
We have $500.
Okay.
We can go anywhere we want.
Okay.
Where do you think we should go?
Well, Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight?
Harbor Freight it is for me. It's my favorite store in the world. Actually, I go there, truth be told, my son, every week or every 2 weeks. Sometimes we just go there just to have a bonding time with my son.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna throw something into the mix, Home Depot, because we'll need screws, we'll need things like that. So Harbor Freight is great for tools and the cart and all that fun stuff, but some accessories might be better at Home Depot. And I know a place where there's a Harbor Freight beside a Home Depot.
Great.
So that's gonna cut down our time.
May the best team win.
Yeah, because I have Sylvia on my side, so they're screwed. Anyways.
All right, off we go.
Off we go.
Let's go.
May the best team win.
Yes.
Good luck.
Good luck.
We're going to Harbor Freight.
So am I.
What?
Well, I have to start with the cart.
I don't trust Ivan Kilmer.
I don't either.
I feel like he's gonna take our cart.
He might sabotage us, but I might pull the disability card and get him kicked out of the store. This man's from Canada.
He's here illegally. Okay, where are we going?
Over here, the cart section. So I'm thinking this right here.
$129.99.
Yep. And I'm thinking we might be able to put the bucket on that.
I have one of these, please.
The cart that we're trying to design is more of a wash cart, more of a prep cart. This would have buffing pads and towels and things like that. We're not going that route, although we could.
For $190, that's a pretty good deal.
It's a good deal. Yeah. So my idea is to hang the polishers. We have to figure out how to hang the polishers, maybe off the backside. We're just looking right now.
Because I know Ivan, he literally knows exactly how to build this cart. He's probably built it 100 times. I feel like we're actually creating something here.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me a little nervous.
That's fine. I like challenges. What about extension cords?
So the problem Nick and Jason are gonna have is Home Depot doesn't have many carts in stock. So they're shopping accessories. They haven't shopped their cart yet. And I'm taking the last one. So they're gonna have fun. So $217 is our total at Harbor Freight. And we have a power bar because we need to plug things in. We have a holder for our gloves. We have a hole saw because I've got a special little treat coming. And we have the cart. So did pretty well, a little more than I thought because they didn't have the cart that I wanted, but we can make this work. Now, off to the truck and then back to Home Depot. The reason we're in the lumber aisle is I'm gonna be using plywood to make different things like bottle holders and a bucket holder. We don't wanna leave that plywood bare, so we actually got 100 mile-an-hour red. That's how fast our cart's gonna make us.
He's got an idea, and I got an idea.
What have you found, Kilmer?
So these are this is my money maker right here. I actually have 6 of these in rotation. So these are magnetic. We can hang them off the cart, and if you can't see it, you can't fix it. Is my theory. So
How much are those?
these are $37 each. It's well worth the cost in the price. Actually, they're fairly cheap, and I actually use these exact lights on $1 million cars. So that's what we're gonna do. And we have 2 of them, so we have one always charged at one time.
This cart is very enticing. We're going through so many different options on what to put where do we hang the polishers. That's $190 on sale. That's $130, but where's your head at?
So we went back to our original thought process. We're gonna go with this magnet strip right here, just because this is all metal, so this is super versatile. So the idea is hook an extension cord to here. We have 25 or 30 foot cords off the DIY polisher. So plugged in here, we're gonna have power for whatever we want. We have USBs, and we can move that as needed. So that's universal. We have a color match light, which is also magnetic, and we can always have it charged up, ready to go because they're plugins. So that's a no-brainer right there for us, our style. So the only thing I'd really want is I would like our polishers to hang off the cart somehow, and we don't have a fancy rack system.
Great deal today. These are on sale at $8.58 for a 14 gauge extension cord. So while we have to wait Nick for a half an hour, we can have a drink and sit in the truck.
2 men in an abandoned parking lot
With a shopping cart. Kind of looks like we stole it, but we did.
and a dream. The dream feels alive, but I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know where this is headed. Like, I feel like Ivan's already got his whole cart figured out.
Yeah, probably.
Where's your head at? What do we need?
We need a solution to put the polishers on the outside of the rack.
So just saw Nick. He just literally walked into the store at Home Depot, and we have a half hour left to shop. So I don't know how he plans on getting all this done. And we noticed one thing. He got the same cart that we did, but he got it in yellow. Now, I think he's going for the gold standard on that one, but we'll see.
All right, Kilmer.
Yeah.
We have about a half an hour left.
That's okay.
Ivan has already just sent a braggadocious text where he said he's all done, and he's fired up my competitive juices.
That's good. I'm about having fun.
All right.
It's an experience.
So we're looking for an extension cord now.
Yeah. I always travel with a tri-plug because I plug both my polishers in at the same time.
What is this?
Hooks, put our buffers, hang them off the cart.
Is that sturdy enough?
Yeah.
I think we're going to come in way under budget.
That's okay.
Nick and Kilmer are off in their little prison. And fortunately, if I get you to close the door there for me, Jason, so you can't see through it. Yeah, so yeah, so you can't see through the door, we're good. First thing we have to do is actually assemble the cart. That way we can take measurements and make any modifications that we need to do. So we'll get that going. Once the cart is moving in assembly, I can start taking measurements, cutting the plywood, because we're generous people. The leftover plywood, we're gonna give it to the other team should they need it. Of course, we brought some tools from the bus. The boys in the room are free to use the tools as they desire as well. So now we have the drawers in. that will hold the towels. But we just have to secure them in place. That's a little later. But for the meantime, what do we do with the pad washer? Because we need to have the pad washer or the wash bucket with us. And that's what's going to be happening here. So the pad washer and the bucket are going to be going on the side here. That's what we have the plywood for. So I need to measure this up, and we have brackets. We'll get that going. And then while we're assembling the rest of the cart, we can paint that and let the paint dry with our 100-mile-an-hour red.
Come on.
Of course.
Kilmer, this is what they call the everyman's cart.
Yes, yes.
Are we proud or a little disappointed?
Disappointed, but it's okay. It gets the job done. It's not great by any stretch of any means.
Look, this is something you could dismantle, throw in the back of your hatchback if you're a detailer. Bring it out and have it work. I say we go show it to Yvan. I've been peeking at what he's doing and a little intimidated, but you know, I say we go show him what we got.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Quite the difference in cart. Quite the difference.
A few years different experience too.
Yvan, I have 3 words for our cart. Not too shabby.
Exactly. You know, it's your first attempt. You've never done anything like this, so it's great. You've thought of a lot of things. You know, you've got the power cord here with your USB fast chargers on it, so that's good. You know, you want to keep the tunes going, or want to keep those DJI mics all charged up. We have the bucket holder, and that could serve for, of course, your wash bucket, your pad washing bucket, or your wash bucket. You can interchange there.
Yeah, Jason and I were talking, do we need 2 buckets on here? And I said, no. Either it's a rinseless wash bucket or we're doing, you know, a polishing job with the pad washer. But the thing is, we have room for 2 buckets, right, Jason?
We do. We do. Yeah.
Yeah, we have room for 2 buckets. Then we have the polisher holders on the back, and let's spin this around for people to see.
Jason found these. Jason, okay, this is like someone with no fabrication experience. Like, what was the thought process when you found these?
So I found these at an ink cap, and I'm like, I think that would work. I think it worked, and I always have clamps. I always buy extra clamps for situations like this where it's not ideal, but if we're on the road and we need to quickly assemble a cart, we have no tools. This is all bolt-on buy things that we can purchase from essentially Home Depot.
Yeah, there was no drill or saw used at all. No. So,
and now that we've done this and it took us a good part of the day,
Yep.
you could do this in an hour. Like, now that
so.
now that I see what we did, it's not anything special, right?
No.
But also, there's a beauty in the simplicity.
yeah, and then you've got
Here.
the you know, the S hooks holding this on. That's brilliant. The extension cord is there, so you can wind up the extension cord. It's not laying around. It's not, you know, hanging on something. It's there.
And then one thing I always carry with me when I travel is I always carry some tri-plugs with me, because how I polish with at least 2 machines. And if it's not battery powered, I have both machines right by me, ready to go.
And you know what's interesting is you said because of your disability, you can't really wrap a cord up.
No, so this is easier for me to do because this swivels around. So
Yeah.
my hand can be stationary and I can just move one arm around.
But what I was saying as well is like most people can't wrap a cord up very well.
Yeah,
So
they
it's
had
kind
that
of nice to have
difficulty.
this.
Yeah.
I feel like it just sets the tone for.
Yeah.
And then we have another extension cord down there.
Yep, just
Yep.
for added, you know, I think that's 50 feet, so I think essentially we have 100 feet, and I believe you have 100 feet too.
50 feet.
50 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, he bought way better extension cords than we did because he found them we did. So we went for the cheaper ones, which we thought were cheaper, but I think he actually paid less, so.
Yeah, On the shelf, they were listed at $25, and when we got to the cash register, they were $8.58.
Well, shoot. Yeah, he got us on that.
All right, but don't forget we have the yellow and black. Well, you came in way under budget, by the way, folks. So DIY friendly, under budget. This is like a scan grip, only much cheaper, and magnets on. You would have bought 2 of these. I convinced you not to, thinking we need it for the budget.
Yeah.
One charges, one's used all the time.
Yeah, and it's on the cart, and this is magnetized, and this is also magnetized.
Yeah, and there's magnets on the back of it as well, I believe.
Yep.
Oh, no. Oh, there it is, yeah. So you can have it there. You can angle it however you want.
It's a pretty nimble little cart, and then you've got a light following you wherever you go. So not a bad foray into this for a couple guys who've never really built one of these before.
Yeah, I mean,
this would work for your kind of job.
Exactly. I mean, other than the assembly of the cart, there was no assembly. It was.
Yeah, it's just, plug and play.
It's not pretty, but it gets the job done.
Right. I love that, because that's kind of your style, isn't it?
That is all my
Not
style.
saying you're not pretty, but like you are known to do the highest level of work in the industry. Your cart doesn't have to look like that.
No.
Although we're teasing this because we see how.
No, this is beautiful, and actually I'm going to build something like this when I get home. But this is my mentality when I go to a shop off-site.
Yeah, you're going to a shop off-site, and you're traveling in a suitcase. So you're just bringing your polishers with you, maybe the tri-extension
pads,
cord, some pads, some polish. Whatever you can check in that one bag, that's what you're bringing with you. So you show up at someone's garage where they built cars, and some of the places where they build cars, it looks like Taj Mahal. I mean, you can eat off the floor, it's great. Other places, it's a little sketchy.
Well, and if we're in the Midwest, we don't have a lot of bougie stores. We have Home Depot.
Yeah.
We have, so basically I can duplicate everything with Home Depot and Harbor Freight and maybe a craft store. I've had to do that.
Yeah.
So I've learned how to do that. It's like I said, it's not pretty, but it gets the job done.
Right. So we'll call this the gold standard cart.
Yeah.
I like the gold standard cart, and I think this hopefully feels attainable to people out there. There's attainable, aspirational.
Well, a few things. All we have extra in reality is a sheet of plywood and some shelves. But if you have basic tools at home, we used a jigsaw and a drill. So we didn't break out a table saw or a band saw or anything like that. But what we have, polisher holder that will hold 2 machines, and they're interchangeable. We can put one machine back and forth. We have bottle holders, so they're not rattling around. And yes, they didn't all fit, but the extras go here. They're held in place by our glove holder. Again, magnetic. So this is something that, you could have got a beautiful yellow one to go with that. Had you thought of it?
We saw the glove holder, we're like, no, because we were in that mentality of low budget. Let's just get what we need and fly. There's a lot of nuance, I think, that you thought of beforehand. We were thinking, Ivan wasn't messing around, because you mentioned you'd already thought of this before. Like, we kind of went by the seat of our pants today and learned a couple lessons.
Yep.
Well, this isn't my first cart. We'll put it that way. Now we have place for the pad washer. But if you don't want to use the pad washer and you're washing the car, wash bucket fits in as well. So you can use it for washing, or if you want to have the 2 bucket system like you were talking about, we can have one there and one here.
I like having the option of 2 buckets. Yeah. And so do you. Whoever you are.
Yeah.
You know who you are. You like having 2 buckets even if you...
When we're polishing, we always use a rinseless damp and towel at some point. So I have 2 ways of doing that. Either we have the wash bucket, or I always have rinseless in the bottom of this, and I can dug my towel in there once in a while.
Oh. You're always teaching us something, Ivan.
On the front, we have our polishing pads ready to go. Our microfiber towels. We have a bin for our used microfiber towels. And then in here, we have our ceramic coatings, and eventually we'll have our brushes and things like that.
I like the used towel bin. That is so genius.
Yeah.
That's something we could easily add to this, Jason.
Yeah, that's just a simple,
Now, like you, we had bought lights. And people that saw the video before say, well, we saw you picking up 3 lights. We plugged one in, and even though on the label it says super bright, in a dark room it might be super bright, but in here it was
not bright at all.
Not bright at all. But the idea was to put one here, one there, and one here. and all on individual switches. So as you're doing paint correction, you can turn them on and off however you need. And then other little things, we have the place to hold the gold standard polish and the extension cord. So like Jason mentioned, we got this super nice rubber cord at a really good discount, and the power bar, same one that you guys have, the magnetic power bar, the polishers are plugged into it at all times. So like the Tri thing that you guys have, same idea. We could plug in a third or fourth polisher if we wanted to, and the idea of the power bar was to have the lights plugged into there, but that's a no-go. And the cord just hangs up there, and off we go.
So obviously the gold standard polish wins. Just leave your comments below. Make sure you just confirm that for everybody. Thanks, like, subscribe, and gold standard wins first place.
Well, there's nothing to win or lose. We're just showing two different ways of doing it.
Two vastly different ways of doing it.
And in reality, we spend about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
You spend a little more time shopping. We spend a little more time building.
Yeah.
But we knew going in Sylvia and I knew going in what we wanted.
And what is possible. I didn't even know this was possible, and now that you've seen this, it's like, okay, all right.
And again, there's nothing fancy here in terms of, these are off-the-shelf brackets holding this. This is just a sheet of plywood. Someone might have some plywood at home. They might have a saw. This is just plywood, and we just happen to cut it out.
And you painted it with what?
Just regular red paint.
Yeah.
That we had used. Well, we bought, the color code is 100 mile an hour. It actually says 100 mph. That's the color code.
Funny.
Yeah. And it just happened to match the DIY color, so what the heck?
Yeah.
Let's go 100 miles an hour. And this cart, his is the gold standard, mine's the efficiency standard.
I like both.
Yeah, they both work, they will both do the job, and I think we have a few cars to wash.
We have some cars to wash, and I'm just curious. So if you're working, Jason, would you ever hook this like that? I know that's probably not great for the machine.
No,
don't do that.
Because that's why we created Aaron created the Cakes Cave, because there's a couple of detailers that had their polishers fall to the ground.
Yeah.
And that was the whole idea behind the singular polish rack, was not to have that, or designed inside the cart so you can actually grab and go as the machine's actually rotating.
Yeah. So we have some leftover plywood. We still have a saw. So we'll update that cart as time goes by.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like a good idea. And by we, I hope it's Ivan, because I don't want to do it.
Teach this guy how to use a saw, how to use a drill.
Yeah,
he was
there you go.
intimidated. The saws were here. We said, come and use them anytime you want. And I've never done that before. Everyone can take the time to learn. And it's easy to learn. It's not, it's child's play.
Well, and the great thing with technology is if you were to do a drawing on Fusion 360 on those parts that you made out of plywood, you can have them CNC'd by someone on Etsy or someone like that.
Exactly,
So,
But my drawing skills are not the same as my fabrication skills. It's much easier for me just to cut it out. But that's me. I'm used to cutting things. I'm used to making things. So I've made my own homes.
Buses,
all sorts of things. So it comes down to what's your experience in life.
Yeah.
This is my experience, and you have very limited experience when it comes to fabricating.
That's true.
But you made it happen.
We made it happen, Kilmer.
Yeah. You were a little gun shy, right? At Harbor Freight, you're like, what do we do? I'm like, what do you think? And you're like, well.
So I had an idea, and it's not even on the cart, of maybe like a broomstick connected to a camera tripod. Because for me, the idea of social media is there's never enough time. You can never have enough time. Blah, 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 blah. The car's got to get done. If you're a social media influencer, that's one thing. But if you're just trying to run a detailing business, or you're trying to start something out and you want to demonstrate the work you're doing, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have like a broomstick with like a camera tripod on there? Yeah. Something that would like stick on, put the phone. Didn't quite happen, but that's where my head was at. Okay. So that's where I was dreaming, Ivan. I'm sure you could have come up with some, wherever my cart is, boom, phone is there. Hey guys, here's what I'm working on today. I felt like it would have been something cool that would have had the Nick flair. Exactly. I just couldn't go from concept to reality.
Okay. Now, what was your budget?
I think we were under 400, Jason.
Yeah, we were.
So us, in returning the lights, will be just pretty much even at 400. So you can do this. And we went a little overboard on a few things in terms of, the cart itself was actually more expensive than what we wanted. We got 2 of these bins, so if you guys want one, we have one left over for the towels, because we had originally not seen these at any of the stores we went to, because we were really just going Harbor Freight and Home Depot. And then we noticed in the same parking lot there was a Walmart. So someone wanted to go to Walmart, and so we decided to extend the time, just 15 minutes, and go to Walmart. That's when we saw that, because I had seen these before at Walmart. I knew they existed. I thought they had them at Home Depot. They didn't at the Home Depot we went to. So going to Walmart, that eliminated the need for one of these little bins.
Ivan, we have more work to do. What's a video that they might want to watch? Because they can click on it right here.
Well, I think one about efficiency.
Oh, well, by all means, check it out.